Hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning into my channel. Today, I am working on a client who is getting a style which is called Brazilian knots. There might be some other terminology to it, but Brazilian knots is what it goes by. So, in this particular extension installation, you want to section the hair off, and that's what I'm doing here. I am sectioning her hair off into, actually she likes to wear a part down the middle. So in order to do that, I braided up the perimeter and then I sectioned off the middle so that she would be able to wear that part down the middle without seeing the extensions. All right, so those are the elastic strings I have to wrap the piece of hair extension onto her hair. Okay, now there's a whole lot of different hair you can attach. Now, this particular hair I'm attaching is on a weft because she really likes the texture of that hair, and it was a little bit difficult to find it in, we'll say, like bulk hair without the track. And most people use that type of hair without the track for like micro braids. So I think other stylists will probably know what I'm talking about, or people get their hair done, they know what I'm talking about. So if it doesn't have a track on it, but it is 100% human, most people use that for like micro braiding or tree braids or something to that effect. Now, so since she couldn't find it in that, we bought it in track form on a weft, and then I went ahead and installed it that way. So it can be installed with the track or without a track. So now the art to it is, once you see me put the weft, I pre-cut them into small little squares for my sectioning. Brazilian knots can be done in larger sections depending on how many wefts of hair you want in your head. Very small sections meaning the sections that I'm parting your hair in, or medium size. So we did mid size with her because she likes it really full, and when you like it full, you want to do like a mid size. And then, like I said, I cut the hair in those small sections. That's what you saw earlier. So that's one row. That's the very first row, and that's the second row. And then I'm gonna work my way all the way up. Okay. Now, another little trick, you can go a little bit larger in your sections right in the middle of section. If that's what you choose to do, it does save a little bit of time. But that is an option. Okay. So I section off the hair. I divide off my little pieces that I'm going to go ahead and add the extension to. And then I grab my pre-cut that I've cut already, weft hair. That's what you see in my hand. And then we get to installing. So I'm halfway up her head. And now you can see the weft. See? All I do in this situation is I cut the weft. Wow. I find this to be better. Some people might pre-cut the weft and just have the strands of hair, and then they hold them and then wrap them. But me, the hair stays in place a little bit better if I leave it on the weft, wrap it, and then go ahead and tie it onto her existing hair. Right here, what you're seeing is the elastic strings that I have. I'm cutting those, the long part of them. Now, when I first start doing these, I would use one string per section. That works really good when you have small sections, But when you go to like a larger section or mid-size section, you really want your hair to be secure that you're putting on. And I found 2 strands per section works out really better. That's just me. I mean, I do these all the time. It is a very expensive hair extension process. Okay. It can run you anywhere from, I'll say, maybe $800 at a minimum, all the way up until maybe $2,100 or $2,500 to have it installed, depending on where you go and if they're supplying the hair for you. If you supplying your own hair, you probably can get away with, maybe paying anywhere from $600 to $800, depending on who your stylist is. So this is me attaching the piece of weft hair onto her hair. It's kind of like if you do like faux locks or something to that effect. It's a wrapping motion with that string. You can't use regular string because it would not work at all. You have to use elastic string. That's another key. And you have to do a pulling motion as you wrap. You can't just wrap. You have to do a pulling motion every single turn. Pull, turn, because you want that elastic to be at a tight pull before you wrap it around. You don't want it loose at all because you don't want the hair extension to come out. And now I'm at the top of her hair. Now, I don't mind going up as high as I am with her extensions because, see, I had left out her perimeter. And she gets this done all the time, so I already know where I need to stop and what's going to be covered and what's not going to be covered in her hair. If you got a new client who just wants some volume, kind of play around with it. See how thin their edges is. If it's going to cover, you might have to pull back, leave out more hair, then different things like that. But with her situation, her hair covers pretty well. And there I am again. I'm about to cut that little piece of weft. And then I'll cut the loose strings very close to the knot that I tied. Very, very, very close. Because you don't want little strings just poking out of the hair. Now, her hair is relaxed hair. The hair she chose to have installed is more like a wet and wavy. But she likes it. She likes the versatility of it. So it works out good. And now you can kind of see all that whole section is completed. The other whole section is completed. This particular style took me about, with the mid-sized Brazilian knots, about 4 to 5 hours to complete. Now, sometimes they want you to style it afterwards or, put a little mousse in it, wave it up. Well, she didn't. She didn't want any of that. So all we did was just did a little edge control around her edge line and she was done. This video, it's just ending. It's not ending with a finished look. I mean, you could kind of see it. What I'm about to show you is I'm braiding her perimeter and her middle section to show you the coverage that she got from this, and the versatility of a high ponytail, her part down the middle, and so that you can see that you don't see her Brazilian knots. This style lasts her about 9 months. I'm going to say 9 months because what she does is she comes in between and we do a touch-up relaxer on her roots because that's possible. And she gets it shampooed and styled and everything. The longest she ever lasts is about 9 months, but there have been times where she got them done in about maybe 6 months or so with her coming in for her maintenance in between time. It just depends. But anyway, this is it, and I hope y'all liked the video. Please, if you have any questions, hit me down below. I will answer all your questions. Y'all have a great day. Thank you for subscribing and liking my channel. Take care.